Hey, family, good evening, and welcome back to Fridays by the Fire. I am your host, Sandy Best Life Jones. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Listen, earlier this week, actually last week, I was not feeling well. And I don't know what it was. It wasn't the flu. I thought it was allergies, but it wasn't. I don't know what it was. I think it was just maybe a really quick cold. But for some reason, Benadryl and a little bit of tea helped me start to feel better. But it was a bad time, y'all. But I'm so happy to be back. I feel much better. I'm 100% actually. I feel really great. And it's good to be with you tonight. We are in our homecoming season with Fridays by the Fire and Girl Talk Sunday. And so tonight's segment of Girl Talk Sunday, I'm sorry, tonight's segment of Fridays by the Fire is all about calling yourself home. And this is what I mean by that. There's a kind of breaking that it doesn't shatter you all at one time. It kind of scatters you. Um, like a little piece left behind in a relationship you gave too much to, a version of you that never recovered from betrayal. The girl you were before you learned how unsafe honesty can be. And I learned that the hard way. I'm walking around thinking I'm just gonna tell my truth. I'm just gonna tell my everybody ain't ready. And most people don't care. So I had to learn real quick. You don't have to tell everything you know. You can keep some things close to your chest. So that woman you became just to survive, those are the scattered parts of you that we want to gather up during this homecoming season, because trauma doesn't always destroy us. Sometimes it disperses us. We're just everywhere. We don't left a piece over here, over there, down there, up there, and we just keep going. You know, we stay functional, faithful, productive, dedicated, committed, while pieces of ourselves remain like frozen in moments that were never fully processed. So tonight, that homecoming theme is not really a place, it's more like a gathering. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, most of us, if you're like me, we didn't lose ourselves all at one time. We lost ourselves very slowly. And here's how we did it. And I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks, which is why I wanted to touch on it tonight. We lost ourselves every time we had to betray our own knowing to keep the peace. Every time we stayed silent when our spirit was screaming at us to speak up. Ooh, I have had those moments. Every time we were misunderstood, and so we just stopped explaining. That's when we lost ourselves. We learned to adapt. We learned to fragment ourselves. We learned to say, this part of me isn't safe here, and just quietly leave that part of you behind. And so some of us left pieces of ourselves in churches that demanded obedience but denied humanity. Relationships where love was conditional and transactional. Family systems where your role in the family mattered more than the truth. And, seasons of our life where survival, just like sheer survival, required you to erase yourself. So it's not like you disappeared, you just distributed yourself all over the place. But you did it to survive, you did it to leave. And tonight, we're going to talk about how to gather up all the pieces that you have scattered everywhere and bring yourself home. And this is why this homecoming season might feel a little bit heavy, because when you start to heal, the parts of you that were left behind, they start responding. Ooh. And that's when those old emotions pop up. Those memories reappear. those long buried desires, they start knocking at the door real soft. Mhm. I'm going through that right now. I'm telling you, I'm going through that right now. And it's not, you're not regressing. You're just returning those pieces of you that have been scattered. They're not trying to overwhelm you. They're waiting to be welcomed back by you, not judged, not fixed, not rushed, but welcome. So some of you may have been asking, like, why am I feeling this way? Because I've been asking that. Why do I feel this way? Well, it might be because you're finally safe enough to gather yourself up. That emotional safety is what I'm talking about. And it could be physical safety too. It could be mental safety. It could be spiritual safety. But somewhere inside of you, you feel safe enough to gather the pieces of who you are, see them in a different light, and actually begin to like what you see. So we're going to go through this gently tonight, and it's not to relive pain. It's not about that. It's more about reclaiming the parts of you that were left holding the pain. So picture this. Imagine standing by a fire, calling your own name, calling and asking the Holy Spirit to help you get back to you, back to the basics, back to that part of you that still loves deeply, the part of you that trusted too easily, but you weren't being foolish. You were just being trustworthy. The part of you that always, always believed that God would come through. And that part of you that used to dream before one disappointment after another, after another, after another, after another, disciplined you not to dream. Speaking of dreams, I had the craziest dream last night, and I've been up since about 6, and I can't get this dream off my mind. It's just I don't know what it is, but I dreamed that I went to a car lot on South Tacoma Way for my birthday to buy a car. And, I jump out of my car. I'm excited. I'm happy. I can't wait to buy this car. And didn't think to lock my car that I came in. And of course, my car got stolen with my phone in it. So I'm walking through the car lot trying to get people to let me use the phone so I can call somebody to tell them that my car was stolen and I need somebody to come and get me. And it was so weird because every person that I walked up to, either they didn't speak my language, or they completely ignored me, or they kept sending me the phones that didn't work. So I would pick up this phone to start dialing and nothing would happen. There'd be no dial tone. And so I kept walking around trying to explain this to people and nobody understood what I was saying. And then the one person that I did finally get to talk to who understood what I was saying, he said, "Well, did you lock your car when you drove up into the lot?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, then what do you expect us to do? You figure out your own way to get home." So I was there until the lot closed, trying to figure out how to use a phone to get home. No purse, no phone, no nothing. So I just found myself walking down South Tacoma Way in the middle of the night. I ran into these women who were just walking just like me, and I asked them, "Do you guys have a phone?" And they said, "No, we don't have a phone. We're just about to hop on the bus and go downtown. You want to come?" I said, "No, I'm trying to get home." And one of the women handed me 65 cents. And she said, "Well, here's some bus fare. It'll take you over by blah, blah, blah." That's really all we can do because we need our own money to get on the bus. And she handed me this money, and I just kept walking. And it was dark and it was really scary out there. And every person that I ran into either didn't have a phone or wouldn't let me use their phone. And so when I woke up this morning at 6, I was praying like I always do. And I asked God, I said, God, what did that dream? What did that mean? Why was I stranded out there like that? Why couldn't I find help when I needed it? And why wasn't my voice enough to get the help that I needed? And Holy Spirit said, you're just remembering. You're remembering a time in your life when your voice was not respected, it was not heard, it was not valued, it wasn't seen as important. And you started to feel helpless, voiceless, like nothing you said mattered. You're just remembering because you're in the gathering season and you're gathering up all of those pieces of you that you tried to forget about because they were too painful to remember. And that dream was a reminder of the woman that you used to be. But here you are now, wide awake, literally and in a figurative sense. You're wide awake now. You've reclaimed your voice. You went back and got it because you understand that I gave you your voice. And so what you say matters. It's meaningful. And so you've gone back to get your voice and you're fully awake now. And you understand that you can pick and choose when you want to speak and what you want to say. You don't have to be out here just saying anything to anyone at any time. You can use discernment and wisdom and the common sense that I've given you. You've learned how to read the room. And you've learned that you don't have to perform to be loved or liked. You can be yourself and be respected and feel seen and feel heard without feeling like you might be in danger or without waiting for the shoe to drop, without waiting for the next disappointment to happen. Because you understand that it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what's been done to you. You understand that I'm always with you and you have nothing to fear. So that's what that dream was about. It woke me up. That thing woke me up because I just saw myself in the dark. And that was a little bit scary. But then when I woke up and I looked around my room and I got up and I walked through my house and I just began to give God the praise. I just began to give God the glory for safety in every sense of the word. I am safe. I am seen. I am loved. And it's okay for me to come home. Come home to the woman in me that God created. And here's the thing. Here's the work that I've done and I've been able to figure this out. You don't discard the woman who survived. You don't silence the woman who had to adapt to survive. You integrate her into who you are now, because who you are now is who God created you to be. It's not that fragmented woman with the pieces of her everywhere. You are the version of you that God created you to be. And so your strength and your softness can coexist now. Your wisdom doesn't have to cancel out your sense of wonder. You can be curious. It's okay to be curious. It's actually really good. Use your imagination. It's all right. Your discernment doesn't erase your desire to be fully present, fully and completely whole. You don't have to choose between who you were and who you are becoming, because homecoming season says, come on over here and sit with me, girl. All of you. All of you. Nothing is too messy. Nothing is too late. Nothing is too broken. Bring yourself. Come sit down. Everything's good. All is well. So every part of me that learned how to survive now knows that I'm safe and that I'm wanted and that I belong to God. Every single part of me that learned how to grin and bear it. Every single part of me that learned keeping silent won't rock the boat. It doesn't matter that inside your mind you want to scream. You're just going to be quiet so it don't rock the boat. All of those parts of me that had to assimilate to the environment I was in at the time, they're still a part of me because they make up the wisdom that I now have. And you know, I always say, lessons learned is wisdom earned. So I don't despise the moments in my life that made me wiser and stronger and better. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I thank God. I thank God for every moment that I thought was breaking me. But those moments were really building me. I'm so thankful. And I'm thankful for all of you for being here tonight. And every Friday, listen, your Facebook messages that you send me, your text messages, letting me know that, you know, the Fridays by the Fire episode really resonated with you. Thanking me for continuing to do them because they're not, I don't know why Fridays by the Fire is a little bit more difficult for me to do. It might be because I'm dredging up some old emotions. But then I realized that it's good to talk about it, and that's why I keep doing it and will continue to do it. It might look a little bit different in 2026. I might make some changes to Fridays by the Fire. You might actually see me in an episode or two. But the message of Fridays by the Fire will stay the same. Come on over here where it's warm and where it's real, where you can be yourself. And tonight, I want you to finally realize that you are no longer scattered. You are gathering those pieces of you that will help to create the woman that God said is good. That's what you're doing. I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of you too. So I'll be back next week with another episode. It's homecoming season right here on Fridays by the Fire. Y'all be good. God bless.